Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening as we kick off our meeting. This meeting is called to order. As a courtesy to others, please silence all electronic devices during this meeting. Citizens desiring to speak under here the audience or any items shall submit a request form to the clerk, who's to my right. Prior to the meeting, forms are available at the entryway. We will now rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Alvarez.
Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move right on into our segment for proclamations and special presentations. City Manager, proclamation for Denim Day, followed by proclamation for 75th National Day of Prayer 2026.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. With Mr. Lou Damiani, the Executive Director of the Victim Services Center of Central Florida, please join the City Commission. And this is a proclamation for Denim Day. Whereas the month of April is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month, calling attention to the fact that sexual assault and harassment is widespread and harms our community. And whereas the Denim Day movement started in 1999 as a grassroots protest against an absurd, controversial Italian Supreme Court decision in which a sexual assault conviction was overturned because the victim was wearing tight jeans at the time of her attack. And whereas Denim Day is the longest-running sexual violence prevention and education campaign in history, which seeks to rid the world of erroneous and destructive attitudes about sexual assault and bring about real justice and support for survivors. And whereas Denim Day encourages everyone to make a social statement by wearing jeans on this day as a visible means of protest against the misconceptions around sexual violence, and to speak up when they hear comments that blame victims or make light of sexual harassment or assault. And whereas the City of Kissimmee strongly supports the Victim Services Center of Central Florida and their efforts to prevent traumatizing effects of sexual violence and help heal those who have been impacted. Now, therefore, the City Commission of the City of Kissimmee hereby proclaims Wednesday, April 29, 2026 as Denim Day in the City of Kissimmee.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Espinoza and Commissioners. I really appreciate you inviting me again this year for Denim Day. As you know, I represent the Victim Service Center where for 27 years we've been providing help and healing to victims of violent crime, sexual assault, and any other kind of trauma. We are the only rape crisis center serving Central Florida. On average, our team responds to a victim in crisis nearly once a day, 352 times last year alone. We also answered 1,700 calls on our helpline, and we offered more than 3,400 individual therapy sessions. And best of all of our services are always free of charge to our clients. By simply wearing jeans on the 29th of April, we can all show people we can change how people think and talk about sexual assault, and we can show support for survivors. It's free. It's open to all to participate. Each year we have more and more champions just like you. In fact, tonight, right now, at this moment, we have another representative getting a proclamation in front of Osceola County Schools. Thank you very much for your leadership. Last night I was at the Osceola County Commission also getting a proclamation. We've been joined by Orange County, Seminole County, City of Orlando, City of Lake Mary, City of Sanford, Orange County Public Schools, and many, many, many other organizations and businesses that have joined in. But there's no reason why everybody in this room can't join in. All you got to do is wear your jeans on the 29th. Then you take a picture of you or your business or your folks in your jeans, and then you post it to your social media. You use the hashtag Denim Day, and then you tag us at BSC Florida. And that connects us to everybody that's in your network and spreads the word about all of us wearing our jeans, showing support for victims, and showing that we stand against sexual violence in our community. The simple act of wearing jeans on this day to show everyone that we are taking a stand against sexual violence and we're supporting survivors in our community. And I just appreciate the leadership of the city of Kissimmee for supporting us year in and year out in this endeavor. And I hope to see you all in your jeans on the 29th of April. So thank you very much.
Our next item is item 3B, it's proclamation for the 75th National Day of Prayer 2026. And would Ms. Randy Law, President of the Osceola County National Day of Prayer, please join the commission along with your guests. And whereas Americans have turned to God in prayer for guidance since our nation's founding, and whereas throughout the history of our state and nation, we have humbly prayed for guidance, comfort, and protection where needed, and have given thanks to our many blessings which God has graciously bestowed on this nation since its inception. And whereas prayer has comforted us in times of sorrow and given us strength and hope for the future, we ask God to keep his hand upon us and bless the great state of Florida and the United States of America. And whereas the National Day of Prayer is a day set aside by Congress for all Americans to pray and reaffirm the spiritual principles upon which this nation was founded, and whereas 2026 marks the 75th Annual National Day of Prayer, and whereas on May 7th, Americans will unite at specific times in prayer for our nation and state to acknowledge our dependence upon God. Now, therefore, the City Commission of the City of Kissimmee hereby proclaims May 7th, 2026 as National Day of Prayer in the City of Kissimmee.
Thank you for allowing us to do National Day of Prayer. National Day of Prayer falls this Thursday, May 7th. Not this Thursday, excuse me. A couple weeks, May 7th, Thursday. We will be at the Kissimmee Court, at the courthouse here in Kissimmee, Osceola County Courthouse, from 12 to 1. If you can only come for 5 minutes, we welcome you to come. We will be in St. Cloud at the Lakefront Pavilion that's on New York and Lakeshore from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. They will actually have music and everything over there at that time. And then there is a big community event at the sheriff's offices. It is to celebrate the 250th anniversary. It's to celebrate the 75-year anniversary of National Day of Prayer as well. We have a great community. It is a time to come forth and show and, tell God thank you. We are so blessed compared to other countries. Washington said, real quick, thank you. It is impossible to rightly govern the world without God and the Bible. Our nation has just started, it started Sunday. They're doing, I think it's for the whole week, they're going to read through the whole Bible out loud. That's what this nation was founded on. That's the one thing that's not going to change, is the Word of God. God doesn't change. We change, our ideas change, styles change, but God does not. And he loves us so, so much. There is one way, and that's Jesus. Come and celebrate National Day of Prayer. Come and have a heart of thanksgiving, a heart to just tell the Lord how grateful you are to be here in the United States of America, where we don't have to worry about rockets coming at us and all kinds of stuff that's happening in other countries. So join us as we will be praying for the church, family, education, business, workplace, military, government, arts and entertainment, and media. So a lot of things that you can pray for. Whatever your heart is on, come ready to pray. So thank you. Thank you.
On that day, since a lot of people work during the day, Sheriff Christopher Blackman, our new sheriff, he's going to be hosting a celebration of the 75th anniversary at Fleet Services next to the sheriff's office, where we're going to have a live worship band. We're going to have 7 local community pastors pray in each area that she said, and we have one of our very own captains, who's a pastor, deliver a dynamic word. We're going to have tents, refreshments. It's just a moment for the community to come together and do one of the most powerful things that we can do, and that is pray. I've never heard anybody told me yet that prayer has hurt somebody. Prayer has been negative, but I have heard of a lot of miracles done through prayer. healing, restoration, finding people, restoring. And if there's anything we can do as a community is come together and what? And just pray. Amen? So I have a couple of flyers in the back. So if you want to come out, come out. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have fun. It's going to be from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, open to the public, to everybody. We're going to have tents and chairs and everything for everyone. Yep. Amen.
Yes.
Thank you all. We'll move right on to number 4, public hearings, first and second readings. 4A, second and final reading, proposed ordinance 26-13, amending the firefighters' retirement plan. City Clerk?
An ordinance of the City of Kissimmee, Florida, amending Chapter 30, Personnel, Article 3, Employee Retirement, Division 3, Firefighters Retirement Plan of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Kissimmee, amending Section 30-167, Deferred Retirement Option Plan, providing for codification, providing for severability of provisions, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. City Manager?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Commissioners, this ordinance would include updated language that is consistent with the collective bargaining agreement with the International Association of Firefighters Local 4208 that was approved last August. This change essentially would allow members to enter the Deferred Retirement Option Program at any time after they qualify for normal retirement benefits under the plan. So after holding the public hearing, staff recommends approval and adoption of this second and final reading.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Do any members of the public wish to speak on this one item? Hearing none, we'll allow for discussion. Commissioners, any comments on this? Thank you. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the second and final reading of proposed ordinance 26-13?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Vice Mayor Angela Eady. Roll call, please.
This is roll call to adopt ordinance 3136, amending the Firefighters Retirement Plan. Commissioner Martinez?
Aye.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Aye.
Commissioner Eady?
Aye.
Commissioner Alvarez?
Aye.
Mayor Espinosa?
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to 4B, first reading, proposed ordinance 26-14, amending the city charter, section 6, compensation of commissioners. City Clerk?
An ordinance amending the charter of the City of Kissimmee, Article 2, Administration, Chapter 2, City Commission, Section 6, Compensation of Commissioners, submitting the proposed amendment to the charter for consideration by the electors of the city for approval or disapproval, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Again, this is a public hearing. Do any members of the public wish to speak? I do have 2 cards, so we'll start with these 2. We'll start with Mr. Alex Alemi, please. Name and address for the record, 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will turn off.
Yes, hi, Commissioners. My name is Alex Alemi. I live at 424 Lakeshore Boulevard, and I'm here now to speak about item 4B. This ordinance asks voters to amend Section 6 of the Charter. It deletes the entire existing compensation formula, the population tiers, the per-resident adjustment, the mayor and vice mayor stipends. It also deletes subsection E, the very provision that today requires this body to come back to the voters before changing commissioner pay. In place of all of that, one sentence: compensation will be as provided for in the Code of Ordinances. And the Code of Ordinances currently says nothing about commissioner pay. I want to draw an analogy to the 27th Amendment of the United States Constitution. The 27th Amendment, our latest, was actually one of the first drafted. It was drafted by James Madison. It provides that no change to the compensation of members of Congress can take effect until an election has intervened. The reasoning was simple. He thought it was improper for legislatures to reach into the public treasury of their own authority and set their own pay without the voters first getting a say. Kissimmee's current charter is actually stronger than the 27th Amendment. It doesn't merely require an intervening election. It requires affirmative referendum before the formula can change at all. Under our charter today, voters set commissioner pay. The commission cannot change it unilaterally. This ordinance asks voters to give up that protection and to give it up without specifying what replaces it. You haven't told voters what salary the commission intends to adopt if the referendum passes. Voters would be approving a charter change with no corresponding dollar figure anywhere in the ballot. Voters would be approving your authority to set your own pay with a simple majority vote. Voters would be approving a blank check. If this body genuinely believes compensation or population tables should be updated, and maybe they should, there's a cleaner path. Simply update the compensation or population tables so voters can see exactly what they're approving. Alternatively, preserve a 27th Amendment style check in the code itself. You could require that any future change take effect only after the next commission election, so no sitting commissioner could vote themselves an immediate raise. Without those safeguards, this is a request for a blank check, and I respectfully ask that you either fix the ordinance before the second reading or vote it down. Thank you.
Thank you. Lillian Evans, name and address, please, for the record. 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will turn off.
1715 Sunny Street. Won't take me a second. I agree with everything Alex had to say because it's all the fact and the truth. Thanks.
Thank you. Staff to explain.
Yes, Madam Mayor. So this ordinance, this first reading would, as described earlier, would remove the compensation for city commissioners section of the city charter out of the charter with the mindset that it would be brought back at a later date and amended in the city code in chapter 2, which governs the administration of the city. This ordinance, if passed, will go to the voters in August, and if passed by the voters, would then require a follow-up amendment to the city code in order to effectuate commission compensation moving forward.
Thank you. Commissioners, do you wish to discuss this any further?
I have no discussion.
Commissioner Martinez, you've been recognized. Yes.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? All right, just making sure. On our workshop, I did express concerns on this item. I do not think we should change the charter. I think we should maintain the charter as is. It helps keep the integrity and also transparency when it comes to voters knowing what's going on and having a say in our pay. Right now, it's based on the population. I don't feel comfortable with it at all, so I'm going to stick with my previous decision to go ahead and move forward with a no on this item. And just for my 2 cents here, I encourage every voter out there as well to do the same.
Thank you. Commissioners, any other comments? No? No. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the first reading of proposed ordinance 26?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Alvarez. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Commissioner Ortiz. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Vice Mayor?
Nay.
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 Thank you. And Commissioner Martinez, nay.
Nay.
Thank you. Motion carries. We move on to public hearings. There are none, so we'll move right to hear the audience. We will start with Rini McHarg. Ma'am, your name and address. For the record, please, 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will be turned off. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rini McHarg, 213 Cobalt Drive, Kissimmee, Florida, 34758. This is a statement to the people by the people. Madam Mayor and City Commissioners, as a former resident of the City of Kissimmee, we are at a turning point within the City of Kissimmee, as many accusations have been given upon many facts in the situation with the Boost 2.0 grant initiative. I feel the residents of the City of Kissimmee deserve the right to be given all the facts of this situation. All of you up here have taken an oath to serve and protect the Constitution of the state of Florida, not to manipulate it for your own personal gain. When you were voted in by the voters of the City of Kissimmee, you were called to uphold a higher standard as an elected official above your regular personas. I feel that the residents of the City of Kissimmee deserve the truth, for it says the truth shall set you free. So, for the sake of the City of Kissimmee residents that voted any of you into the elected positions that you're supposed to uphold to a higher standard for, if you're not up to continuing to uphold your oath of office to the full extent of what you said when you were elected into office by the voters, then for the sake of the City of Kissimmee residents, it might be a good idea to look into the mirror, Look at yourself, see who you really are, and who you're truly representing, your self-interest or the residents of the city of Kissimmee. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Stephanie Nelson, please. Name and address for the record, at which time the microphone will be turned off. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Nelson. I live at 1715 Sunny Street, Kissimmee, 34741. I'm here tonight with a very simple message. Today is the first day of justice. For a long time, people in this community have had concerns. Many have spoken up. Many have felt unheard. But today feels different. Today, those concerns are finally being recognized, and that matters. Because what we are asking for is not complicated. We are asking for accountability. We are asking for fairness. And we are asking for the truth. The people of this city expect their leaders to do the right thing, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's difficult. You were elected to serve, to make decisions that are honest, fair, and in the best interest of everyone, not just a few. And when questions are raised, when concerns are brought forward, the response should not be silence or resistance. It should be action. Real action. Under Florida Statute, Chapter 112, public service is a public trust. That means accountability is not optional, it is required. So tonight we are asking you to honor that responsibility, not with words, but with decisions. We are not here to attack anyone. We are here because we believe in doing things the right way. We believe in transparency, we believe in fairness, and we believe that no one is above accountability. Today is the first day. The first step towards making sure that the concerns of this community are taken seriously, the first step towards restoring trust, and the first step toward justice. Now it's up to you to continue the path. Do what is right, do what is fair, and do what the people of this city expect you to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stephanie. Ms. Lillian Evans, please come up, and again, 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will turn off. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lillian Evans, 1715 Sunny Street. I didn't come here tonight to speak in general terms. And I didn't come here to repeat what's already been said. I came here because this became personal. Because at some point, the actions taken by people in this room stopped being about leadership and started affecting me directly. I am not speaking as an observer. I am speaking as someone who lives it every day. And then let me be clear, when someone is in position of power, crosses the line, the damage doesn't stay in this room. It follows you. It affects your name, your livelihood, your peace. And that's exactly what happened to me. You all know that. This is not leadership. This is not service. This is abuse of position. You are elected to serve this city, not to use your authority in ways to harm the very people you represent. And yet here we are. I had to deal with the consequences of decisions and actions that should have never been taken in the first place. I had to carry this weight of something I didn't create. You created. And I'm not the only one. So now, no, this is not just another complaint. And no, it's not something that should be handled casually or internally. Because when people in power are allowed to handle their own issues, the outcome is predictable. Nothing changes. That's why I'm standing here tonight, not asking, but expecting accountability under the Florida Statute 112, public office is a public trust. That means you don't get to pick and choose when to act, essentially. You don't get to blur lines when it benefits you. And that's the trust, and when the trust is broken, there must be consequences. No explanations, no excuses, consequences. I should have never been put in this position where I felt like I had to come here and defend myself or speak out just to be treated fairly. No resident should. That is the standard you are supposed to uphold. So tonight, I'm here to go back and, not to go back and forth. I'm here to draw the line. What happens to me matters. What happens to the city of Kissimmee matters to me. And what you do next matters, even if more people are paying.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. Your time is up. We will now call Ray Parsons. Mr. Ray Parsons. Name and address for the record, please. You get 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will turn off. Thank you.
Thank you. Ray Parsons, 111 East Monument Avenue, Kissimmee. So this is kind of a heavy room tonight. I feel a little awkward just talking about an issue, but what I wanted to talk about was the Amtrak station. And you've seen the tarp on it, but I was at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and they were talking about the Department of Transportation is saying that Amtrak's considering removing the Kissimmee station as a destination because of the condition of the station. Mm-hmm. And with all of our efforts and upcoming efforts with our Broadway streetscapes to retain our heritage, that would just be a shame, and I hope that we're focused on that and we don't let Amtrak somehow just slip away without being noticed. Maybe there's some grants that we can offer, but Commissioner Grebe contacted the DOT director, and he basically said that they're not really feeling like they want to fund the improvements all themselves. If the city would pitch in, that they would help also. But we just need to pay attention and not let that happen. One other thing is, I was over there looking at that with some people, and there's basically a homeless camp set up at the ramp of the Sunrail station. And I was looking at that and thinking, how can the DOT think we take our train stations seriously when we don't maintain and take care of our Sunrail station and police it properly? So basically, what I would like to try to get y'all to do is focus on the condition of the Amtrak station and the Sunrail station. If that were to slip away and we get this downtown hotel, it'd just be a step in the wrong direction. But, hopefully just don't let that happen.
Thank you, Mr. Parson. Appreciate it. City Manager, perhaps to that concern, which is a very valid concern, and I thank you, Mr. Parson, for bringing us back to what matters, which is business, and that truly does matter. I think it's important that we speak to DOT or to Commissioner Grebe to see what the update is on that. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, we met with Amtrak representatives last week, toured the station. They let us know of the situation that they're facing and the fact that DOT has been unwilling to fund improvements. So we're in the process of evaluating, as we're preparing budget, what opportunities that we might have to assist. But we are going to have to engage in discussions with the county, with DOT, because the magnitude of improvements, it's more than just fixing a roof and making some improvements to the building itself. They've got a mandate to meet handicap accessibility for the platforms by 2029, which is like, I think $6 million was the total price.
Oh, wow.
So it's a pretty extensive project that would need to be undertaken. Wow. So we'll follow up with the other parties and see what we need to do.
Is there something we can do with CRA, perhaps? Are they within the CRA or CRA?
They are,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know, that's something we can also entertain just to kind of bring more options to the table.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. I'd love to have a meeting with you about this so that we can further discuss just some ideas about that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. That's very important. Thank you. All of the audience comments are done. We'll move right on to consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Edie, second by Commissioner Alvarez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much, Commissioners. We'll move right on to item 8A, discussion items. 8A, the item is interim city attorney contract. Mike, would you kindly?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. This item is seeking approval for a one-year contract for Deputy City Attorney Colleen Oded to serve as the interim city attorney. At the February 17, 2026 Commission meeting, the Commission voted to appoint her to interim city attorney. This contract assures her the ability that should she not be selected through the selection process, that she would be able to return to her deputy city attorney role and return with all of the accruals and rights that she retained as a deputy city attorney. This contract does have a clause of convenience termination for convenience, which allows the Commission to end the contract at any time for any reason should the Commission hire a permanent attorney that is not Ms. Oded.
Thank you. Thank you, City Manager. Discussion, we do have one card, 8A, Mr. Jeremy Fetzer, speak on this topic. 3 minutes, at which time the microphone will turn off. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. Jeremy Fetzer, 120 Broadway, Suite 304, Kissimmee, Florida. I'm here tonight to speak on Agenda 8A regarding the interim city attorney's contract. I want to be very clear. This is both a fiscal and governance concern. First, we're still carrying approximately $300,000 in unaccounted for or unjustified carry forward funds within the city attorney's budget. Before approving any new expenditures, this commission should demand full transparency on how these funds accumulated and why they still remain. Second, the interim city attorney is recommending that the commission engage with the 9th Judicial Circuit to appoint a special prosecutor for agenda items 8B and 8C. But those matters are already under active investigation by the Florida Ethics Commission, with a state investigator currently assigned. So what is being proposed is not filling the gap. It's creating a duplicate investigative process at a cost to taxpayers approximately of $50,000 to $100,000 in total expenditures. And even if that special prosecutor were to make findings, those findings, which is an administrative function, will be brought back to this commission for recommendation back to the Ethics Commission. So as one of the complaint filers for Agenda 8C, I'm asking for the commission to allow the state process to proceed and to make the decision based on those official findings, not to spend taxpayer dollars duplicating the work that is already being done. Now turning to the contract itself, the proposed interim agreement includes a 25% pay base increase, which exceeds the 20% threshold outlined by the city charter. That alone should raise serious legal and policy concerns for this commission. On top of that, the contract includes a car allowance above and beyond what is typical for an interim role, further increasing the financial burden. So when you combine a 25% increase exceeding charter limits, additional compensation benefits, and a recommendation to spend up to $100,000 on a duplicate investigation, it paints a troubling picture of fiscal oversight. At a time when residents expect accountability, this is not the direction we should be going. So tonight, I respectfully urge the commission to pause and reconsider the interim contract, reject the recommendations for a special prosecutor, and allow the existing state investigation through the Florida Ethics Commission to run its course. Let the process already in place work and focus instead on completing the process of hiring a new permanent city attorney without adding unnecessary and potentially improper costs to taxpayers of Kissimmee. Thank you.
Thank you. Time for discussion. Commissioners, do you have anything you'd like to discuss about the interim city attorney contract?
Madam Mayor, may I be recognized?
You're recognized, Commissioner Martinez.
City Attorney, can you clarify the Florida statutes quoted by Mr. Fetzer? It's a lot of statutes.
I can.
So for instance, in reference to the pay, the 25% increase, is it?
There's absolutely nothing in there in Florida statutes.
Okay, how about the charter? Is there a violation in the charter?
Nothing. That is unfounded. It is not in Florida statutes. It is not in our charter. And
city manager or deputy city
I'm already
managers?
getting paid at a 20% increase from my deputy position. It was suggested to me by Commissioner Ortiz to increase it to 25%, which is why it's written into the contract as such. I'm happy to go back to the 20%. That is of no importance to me.
Okay, also to follow up on that, city manager or deputy city managers, if any of you can answer this question for me, what is the typical allowance that a city attorney or city manager get for vehicle? Is it about $6,000 a year?
It's exactly the same that I am allotted as deputy city attorney. I simply took those entitlements under my employment and enshrined it into this contract.
Okay, I'm just asking
Nothing
these questions.
tricky.
I'm asking the questions. I know the answer to some of the questions, but just in lieu of the public that is here so that they have an understanding as well. Okay, I think that those are my questions, but then at the end of the discussion, if the mayor would allow me to circle back so I can have a second thought, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any other commissioner want to add more to this? Commissioner Alberto?
Just a quick
Vice Mayor,
question.
you've been recognized.
Yes, okay. Haven't we always had a car allowance for both the city manager and the city attorney?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
That has existed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Ortiz, any comments?
Regards about this subject, we have a conversation, the city attorney and I, but after I study very deep everything, I not gonna move forward with her contract.
I'm sorry, not move forward?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we'll circle back to your comment, Commissioner
Madam Mayor.
Martinez. Thank you, Commissioner Ortiz.
Well, my recommendation would be, I'd like to make an opinion to this board. I worked as a paralegal for a criminal defense attorney for a little over 12 years, and it was scary when you get a new attorney coming into the office because there's a shift in power. They can get replaced. So assuming we get a different attorney to come in and do the work, we can probably lose some of the staff. It might not ever happen. We might just stay with the staff that is and everything will move the way it should. But I do have a concern. And as of right now, we have trusted the deputy city attorney or the city attorney interim with all the findings. And I've asked the city manager and I've asked other people, and I think a lot of the work has been getting done. So I congratulate you on that publicly on this forum here. And the staff, I know you guys have been overwhelmed. Not only have you been doing our business, but also you've been handling the bochinche, what we call in Puerto Rico, the gossip part of it as well. So if it pleases this board, I do want to ask that we pause the search and that we allow Ms. Kalanick to be the city attorney so that we can maintain our staff and then she can move forward hiring whatever it is or the other parties that she needs so that we can continue focusing on the business for the city of Kissimmee. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioners, would you like to add anything to this?
Based on a, first I'd like to be recognized, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Madam Mayor.
please.
Okay. Based on the interaction that I've had with the interim city attorney, I thought that she so far has done. Can you guys hear me now? Is that better? Thumbs up if you hear me. All right. Based on the interaction that I've had in the dealings that I've had to deal with the current city attorney, I think she's done what she's supposed to do, which is to make sure that we're in check legally. So with that being said, are we up for a motion now?
We're not putting a motion, this is just direction.
Yeah, okay.
City Manager, would you add more to this, please? Would you tell us what the process is so that the public here and the media that's, all here paying attention to all this, what is the process and how does it get delayed and how do we move forward with
So
this?
the direction that the commission gave on February 17th was to appoint Ms. Oded as the interim city attorney elevating her from her previous role as the deputy city attorney. 2, you approved the job description for the city attorney position. We updated it to reflect the commission's desires. And 3, you authorized staff to engage an external search firm in order to conduct a search for a permanent city attorney to fill the position, to fill the vacancy. And so we have since done a solicitation process, and received proposals from 2 firms that have done business within Central Florida, particularly Toho Water Authority, City of St. Cloud, and some other partners with attorneys, board attorneys, as well as upper management staff. And we're very close to signing an agreement with the preferred firm and moving forward with the search. The feedback we've gotten thus far is that the search would probably take about 4 months, which would put the selection of the finalists before the commission sometime towards the end of the summer.
Thank you. Commissioner Alvarez, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just want to ask her, she has a 1-year contract. After the contract is binding, and if we find an attorney, can she just, the contract we have no more, it won't be valid, or?
Yes. Yeah, the way the contract is drafted, it's set up for a year term,
Right.
And presumably to give the commission plenty of time to do the search for the permanent appointment. The contract has a provision that says that the commission may terminate the contract for convenience. And I specifically put in the agenda item, termination for convenience includes the city commission successfully appointing and hiring a successor city attorney prior to the expiration of the agreement. So if through the search process you select someone other than Ms. Oded to be the permanent city attorney, then you can end the interim contract with her at any time.
And then she can move back to her.
Then she would move back
position
to her
that she
deputy
had.
position,
Okay,
correct?
that was my next question.
I see. I'm for just having her continue a year contract.
All right,
I'm sorry, you
so
said what?
I'm for her having a contract for a year.
Okay.
now,
Because we do have leeway to kind of cut the contracts at any time. So
City Manager, am I correct in stating that although we can move forward with the 1-year contract, we should still allow the search to continue? Because she would also have to, our current city attorney would also have to apply, and for all we know, we don't really find someone that fits the part, and still giving her the opportunity to be
Correct.
the lead contender, if you will.
Yes, ma'am.
So just because we find a search or establish a search, by no means does it remove her. I mean, her odds are absolutely great.
Yes.
Because, again, I have to concur. You've been great to work with, but in all fairness, I think, to allow you to continue the process, because it is a lengthy process, and still with the understanding that this board would entertain that our current city attorney is ahead of the game by just being here for so many years and her years of experience. So in all fairness, can we or should we give direction as to moving forward with the contract at a 20% to keep it status quo, and continuing with everything else, allowing city manager to proceed with what he's already started?
Can I just, sorry, not to be the lawyer, but the only issue before you is the contract.
Correct. So we just want to sign the
That's it.
contract and still proceed with what's happening anyway. And we're not really calling a motion, we're just setting direction to move forward with the contract, am I correct?
Really, you do have to make a motion and vote on the contract itself. With regard to the search, I've already gotten a vote and direction to move forward on that. And unless you vote differently, we're going to proceed as we said we would proceed in February.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion, Madam Mayor.
A motion to?
I'd like to make a motion to make the deputy city attorney the actual city attorney for the city of Kissimmee, And since we've entrusted her, she's been with the city of Kissimmee for some time. She knows the staff. She knows the rules. She's worked with the city for a really long time. So my motion is to make her the city attorney today. And I ask that I please get a second for that. And stop the search.
And stop the search?
Correct. If she's the city attorney, we wouldn't have to be searching for another one. She's already doing the work.
Are we paying an agency to do the search? Are we paying an agency to do the search?
Yes, yes.
So what's that looks like, us cutting that off?
The base price, I believe, was around $29,000, and it could go up to as much as $35,000, depending on how many candidates you bring in as finalists and whether you, the commission, would want to pay for travel expenses for interviews.
Okay.
So it would range between $29,000 and $35,000, roughly.
Are there any penalties for canceling that?
There's a motion
we
on
haven't
the
signed
floor.
the agreement yet.
Okay, so we're still on time.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Commissioner Alvarez, was that an aye?
Yes, that's an aye.
All right,
To
so
move
let me
forward.
just be clear for this. So we're going to stop the search, correct?
Exactly. Well,
Stop the
what
search?
happened.
Yes.
The contract is
Just so
not
I can
valid.
clarify the motion.
It's
The
not valid.
motion is to make Colleen Oded the permanent city attorney and to no longer move forward with the search process for a new city attorney.
That is correct. That is my
I'm going to
motion.
do a roll call on this one, just for the record,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, Madam Mayor.
That's correct. Now, what there is a motion on the floor, but I need a point of clarity, if that's okay.
Sure.
Is there have you incurred any expense thus far with this search that you've already inquired?
Not yet. We just
Okay.
went through a selection process and started negotiations, but we have not signed a contract yet.
Okay. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Okay, so I have a motion by Commissioner Edie and a second by Vice Mayor Edie. Commissioner Ortiz?
Nay.
Commissioner Edie?
Aye.
Commissioner Alvarez?
Aye.
Commissioner Martinez?
Aye.
Mayor Espinosa?
Nay.
The motion carries 3-2.
Thank you. Thank you. We will now move on to discussion item 8B, at which time, Vice Mayor, you will chair the remainder of the discussion meeting. There we go. Thank
Good
you.
evening, everyone. This discussion is in reference to the 2 complaints that we received at previous commission regarding Mayor Jackie Espinosa as well as Commissioner Jeanette Martinez. Now, let me explain something to you. This complaint, or what we're voting on, is to make sure that that complaint met the requirements according to the code that we have, section 30-25. Any complaint against a city commissioner must be in writing under oath, filed with the city clerk, and presented to the entire city commission for their action. All complaints against the city commission filed with the city clerk after the date of qualification for office and to the date of election. That is what we are discussing right now. Now, I have a lot of public comments here, comment cards, so I'll call one at a time. You have 3 minutes. Please state your address and your name. First one is Jose Benito.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jose Barreto. I am here to be for accountability of the justice of the city. Tonight we are talking about the impeachment of Mayor Jackie Espinosa and Commissioner Janet Martinez. This is not about politics. It's about doing what is right. You were elected to serve people with fairness and honesty, but you cannot judge your own colleagues when there are serious accusations. That is a conflict of interest. It's not fair, and the public know it. Florida law said public officials must avoid conflict and protect the public trust. Right now, that trust is in risk. You cannot say you are neutral when you have a personal and political connections. So I asking for a simple thing. Send this case to independent authority, has a judge, state attorney, or a special prosecutor. That's what I'm asking for. Let there be the facts. Let someone no connection review the evidence. If there are innocents, it will be clear. If there are not, the law must be followed. We already know there is investigation happening. That alone is enough you to step on the side. The people of Kissimmee deserve better. They deserve fairness. They deserve transparency. They also deserve due process. And they deserve leaders who hold themselves accountable. So I say this clearly, do the right thing, step aside, send this out, let it be reviewed the right way. Because anything else, less is not justice. Thank you.
And before we go any further, let me say this. We're doing one complaint at a time, and this one that we're focusing on right now is Mayor Espinosa's complaint.
So this would be, just for the record, this is item 8B.
Yes, absolutely. So our next comment will be by Mr. Alex Aleme.
Mayor, Commissioners, my name is Alex Aleme, and I live at 424 Lakeshore Boulevard. On March 17th, I am the one who filed the sworn ethics complaint against the mayor, which you've all received. Before I say anything else, I want to be clear about what this is not. This is not an anonymous complaint on social media. This is not a coordinated political attack. This is not based on hearsay. And the vote before you tonight is not a trial. I did not want to have to do this, but when I stumbled upon the evidence, I felt compelled as a responsible citizen to act. The mayor championed the Boost 2.0 grant program and then applied for it. Her signature is on one of the applications. Her family's businesses received money from the program she created. That is self-dealing, and it's an ethics violation on its own. The record also documents her directing city staff outside the city manager, conduct the charter explicitly forbids and labels a misdemeanor. People can make mistakes. A commissioner who received a grant she should not have, could have, apologized, returned the funds, or asked for grace. That is not what happened here. When the former city attorney flagged the ethics concern, she was terminated. When residents came to this room to speak, they were silenced. I do not know how to read this except as a cover-up. I haven't been allocated enough time to go over the details I documented. The record is there. I hope you've had the time to read it and review the claims and evidence. Let me tell you what this is. In one sense, it's a small thing. What you are asked to do tonight is procedural. You're not convicting anyone. You're not finding facts. You're not sitting in judgment. You're doing what our city's ordinance says you shall do when a sworn complaint is filed. You are voting to transmit it to the chief judge of the Ninth Judicial Circuit so that an independent special prosecutor can review it. That is all. In another sense, this is a very big thing. To my knowledge, I'm the first resident to invoke Section 30-25. I did not do this lightly. I built the record from public documents. I cited every claim. I signed it under oath. And in so doing, I subjected myself to the penalties of Section 30-252. If this commission finds that the complaint was filed in bad faith, frivolously, or with malicious intent, I am personally liable for the defense costs and attorney's fees. I accept that risk because I stand by what I filed. An ethics violation is a breach of trust and a stain that falls not just on the person who committed it, but the city itself and all of us. It erodes the trust that is necessary for government to function. If you vote yes, an independent prosecutor may file articles of impeachment or may decline to. That judgment belongs to them, not to me, not to you. The whole point of this procedure is the independent oversight. I'll close with this. Democratic government depends on ordinary citizens being willing to do the hard, unglamorous thing when it is their turn. What frustrates me about the current political climate is how often people see something wrong and wait for someone else to act. I saw something that troubled me, and I stood up and did what I thought was right for the city. I asked that you do the same.
Thank you. Mr. Jeremy Fetzer. You have 3 minutes. State your name. Sure. Thank you.
Jeremy Fetzer, 120 Broadway, Suite 304, Kissimmee, Florida. After reading the entirety of this complaint, I feel compelled to address several false and defamatory and libelous statements made about myself, my wife, and to correct the record. Quite frankly, some of the allegations are not only inaccurate, they're completely fabricated based on scope, language, and structure of this complaint. It appears less to be about facts, as the previous speaker said, but more about a narrative. So let me be very clear, because these are in the actual complaint that are not true. My solution is yes, incorporated in St. Cloud, Florida, but has had an active BTR in the city of Kissimmee since 2021. The claim that my solution received any form of preferential treatment is false. Again, this report has a falsehood to it and lies. Second, my private company, Priority Strategies Consulting Group, has never been awarded a contract by the city of Kissimmee, nor has it ever received a single dollar from the taxpayers of the city. So any suggestion is otherwise false and untrue, which is again in this complaint. Again, 2 lies. Third, on page 82 of Mr. Alemi's complaint, he claims that the now terminated city attorney never conducted a legal review of the Business Boost 2.0 program. But that statement, again, is categorically false. The city manager and economic development director can both attest that the city attorney's office did, in fact, conduct a legal review of the program before its rollout. So what is this really about? This is not about transparency. This is not about good governance. This is about retaliation. Mr. Alemi's complaint is rooted in anger. Anger that he was called out for the very foundation of agenda item 8C, that the Planning Advisory Board was complicit assisting a sitting commissioner and her close associate in obtaining a one-of-a-kind conditional use permit, outside the established precedent set by the Mill Creek Mall food truck process. That is the issue. And in response, now we have a complaint filled with inconsistencies, misstatement, and falsehoods. So I urge this commission to not duplicate its efforts, not spend $50,000 to $100,000 of hard-earned taxpayer money on a parallel investigation, and allow the Florida Commission on Ethics, which already has an active investigation with assigned professional investigators, to do their job. Let them do their job, let the process play out, and then based on facts, not politics, this commission can take appropriate action. But spending taxpayer dollars on a duplicate process is not responsible governance. It's a waste. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jorge Figueroa.
Jorge Figueroa, 2918 Sarabella Way, Kissimmee, 34744. I stand unequivocally in support of Mayor Jackie Espinosa and her leadership for the city of Kissimmee. At a time when our community expects results, accountability, and vision, it is unacceptable for politically motivated distractions and baseless complaints to overshadow the real work being done on behalf of our residents. Leadership requires courage, transparency, and unwavering commitment to doing what is right, even in the face of criticism. Mayor Espinosa has demonstrated those qualities, and it is precisely that kind of leadership that moves a city forward. What we are witnessing is a deliberate attempt by a few to create division, undermine trust, and stall progress. We cannot allow negative intentions, personal agendas, or political gamesmanship to derail the mission of the Commission. The people of Kissimmee deserve better. They deserve unity, integrity, and leaders who are focused on solutions, not distractions. Now it is the time for this Commission to come together, stand on principle, and reaffirm its commitment to ethical leadership and collaborative governments. We must reject efforts to divide us and instead double down on the work that truly matters, strengthening our community, supporting our residents, and building a better future for all. Kissimmee's progress will not be stopped by noise. It will be driven by leadership, integrity, and a united vision. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lillian Evans. Sure. Olga Carino. You have 3 minutes. State your name and your address.
Olga Carino, 1091 Hidden Harbor Lane, Kissimmee, Florida. My name is Olga Carino, and I am standing here today not just as a resident, but as a voice for the people of this city of Kissimmee, because the people are tired of confusion, tired of silence, tired of not getting clear answers. There are serious concerns about the leadership of Mayor Jackie Espinosa, and the people see it. They see decisions that doesn't make sense. They see things that doesn't feel right, and they are asking questions, real questions. And let me say this clearly, when the people start questioning leadership, leadership must be answered, not with excuses, not with silence, with truth. Because trust is earned, and right now that trust is weak. So let's defend it, prove it, don't hide it, open it, don't control it. Let's be investigated and not here. Because people do not trust an internal process with relationships and politics are involved. Sending it out to an independent authority. Let someone with no ties look at the facts. And let me say this clearly. This must be fair for everyone. If Mayor Jackie Espinosa has done nothing wrong, an independent investigation will prove it. If Commissioner Janet Martinez has done nothing wrong, an independent investigation will prove it. Because justice is not selective. Justice is equal. But something is wrong, then there must be consequence. No favoritism, no protection, no politics. Only accountability. The people of Kissimmee are awake. They are watching, they are paying attention, and they will remember this moment. They will remember who stood with the people and who stood with power. So today, you all have a choice. Stand with the people or explain it later why you did not. Thank you very much. We asking for justice.
Thank you. Ms. Lillian Evans.
Again, I agree with what she had to say. I say let it go away from the
Excuse
school.
me?
Lillian Evans, 1715 Sunny Street. Yeah. I agree with what Ms. Olga had to say. I don't think that what we're needing, the truth and everything else that goes along with the sorry, I'm very nervous up here right now. So I think it should go out. I don't think anybody on this board should have anything to say about it. Let it go. Get away from it, because if it, like she said, if it is not the truth, it will be revealed, correct? So let it go. Let it go where it needs to go. Not you guys to make that decision, because when there's no trust in Kissimmee for this board at this time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that probably did not fill out a card but wish to speak on this subject? If not, then we will open it up to the commissioners for comments. And let's start going to my right. Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. As a commissioner, my commitment is to true transparency and the well-being of our city. These complaints do not meet the standard required for such a serious action. There is no clear, credible evidence to justify moving forward. Instead, it appears politically driven and risks turning this commission into a platform for personal attacks. Impeachment is not a political tool. It is a safeguard for the public. When it's driven by politics instead of fact, it's become an abuse of power and I will not legitimize that. I will not vote for this process.
Thank you.
My take on it is that we should just let the process, play out. Send this out to the Chief Justice of the Justice of the courts and see what's the outcome on that, and the acting committee as well. So that's my take on it.
Okay.
Let the process continue.
That's it?
That'll be all.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Commissioner Martinez?
Thank you for recognizing me, Vice Mayor.
Sure.
Okay, I have a few questions. I don't understand why we're saying that it's political. Mr. Alex Salemi, are you running for office? Okay, no, okay. Just trying to get clarification where the political part came in, because this board up here was the one that determined to move forward with voting for the 2.0. This board was the one that put parameters in place for the 2.0. And at no point in time did anyone on this board disclose that they had intent to take money from the 2.0. I know that the complaint comes from more, but based on the information, my solutions that Mr. Fetzer gave here, which did get $10,000, and also priority strategies, which I did see a public records request. Yes.
Can I just interject real fast? So really what is before you is to decide whether you accept that the complaint was filed under oath and was filed with the city clerk. So the merits of that complaint, if you...
Well, Madam City Attorney, I'm sorry. I'd like to finish my train of thought because Commissioner Ortiz was able to do it. So I'd like to just...
And I'm sorry, I should have interjected.
Sorry, I know this has nothing to do with it, but I just want to clarify for the purpose of the understanding of what we're doing here today. So there's no confusion on that. Priority strategies, I did see an email where Mr. Fetzer was requesting $67,500 for part of the marketing of it. And then there was another text message where he was following up on, I guess, the check for the My Solutions. So I don't know where the part of the lie is. There was no money given to priority strategies.
So
there was a request for it, but there was no money given to it because we already had another company that was taking care of the marketing portion of it. So to answer the question of the motion that what we're trying to seek here today, I do want to encourage to move forward so that the state prosecutor would take over the case and evaluate it. Thank you.
And the other thing is, if the motion is to, ask us to ask the judge to appoint a special prosecutor, it is important for you to not say things on the record because it's going to come back to you and you need to be impartial.
Okay, well, I wish I would have known that because when Mr. Ortiz, Commissioner Ortiz spoke, he wasn't stopped, so that's why I finished my train of thought. But thank you, City Attorney, I'll refrain from making any further comments. Thank you.
I was, sorry. I should have said it quicker.
Mayor Espinosa, would you like to?
She can't.
She can't comment at all?
I can't on that either.
Okay, so we've heard everybody speak. Is there a motion on the floor?
Motion to move forward.
We'll have a second. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor.
I second
and
the
that
motion.
motion is to?
Move forward with the prosecutor.
Okay.
And do the due diligence of the investigation on this.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Martinez and second by Commissioner Alvarez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays?
Nay.
The ayes have it.
So 3-1.
Yes.
3-1-1.
Thank you so much. So now we have the second complaint, which is against, I should say, Jeanette Martinez. Remember, we are voting to make sure that we adhere to the statute, that we met the requirements. Mm-hmm. That's what we're voting on. So I have a few complaint cards. The first one, the first one is Lysandra Roman. Is she here? Oh. You please state your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Lisandra Roman, 1985 South John Young Parkway, Kissimmee, Florida, 34741. I come before you today to set the record straight from the last meeting to say that Madeline Casiano Gomez is not a resident of the city of Kissimmee, nor she's a business owner here. I know who she is. She's the daughter of my deceased ex-husband and my children's older sister, which I've known here for 22 years. I'm not here to share personal matters like she has, but I must say this is personal and politically motivated. She ran the campaign for Noel Ortiz against me, and she's a close friend of the mayor and Jeremy Fetzer, her political advisor. They had used identical documents, one complaint filed by Madeline with the Ethics Commission in now this impeachment effort from Fetzer. They didn't even bother to alter the paperwork. You can compare them side by side. This is a dirty political tactic. I am happy to speak with any of you individually and provide further details. This person does not represent our city or its businesses. And as far as that list of 100 names she provided last week that supposedly were against me having food trucks in my property, so far we have contacted 5 and none of them know who she is or have any involvement. She refuses to provide contact info so we can verify them. Please know these claims are false, and I thank you for your time and service to this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jeremy Fetzer? Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Jeremy Fetzer, 120 Broadway, and I am the actual complaint filer on this. Today, I'm actually going to address even more concerns because of what actually transpired at last week's workshop. What was said by both staff and a sitting commissioner does not align with the documented record, and that should concern everyone in this room. Let's talk about the conditional use permit, specifically the one-of-a-kind food truck permit granted to the commissioner's self-described best friend, nonprofit business partner, and current landlord. During the workshop, Development Services Director Craig Holland responded to a question from the mayor regarding why the established PUD process that was utilized for the Mill Creek Mall food truck park was not utilized for this food truck park owned by the commissioner's best friend. His response was, this was the applicant's idea. And this is just not true. The email I just provided shows on Tuesday, December 17, 2024, it was staff who actually created this idea, this one-of-a-kind permit, not the applicant. The applicant was actually nowhere in this process, and even on this email, it shows that this process was directly communicated to the commissioner. And that goes back to a second lie that was told at the workshop when the commissioner said she had no involvement. She wasn't a part of the process, but that is untrue. You see, the commissioner attended the pre-application meeting in person. She was a part of all the email communications. And now this email shows that the establishment and the nexus of this permit was not the applicant's idea. This was staff's idea in conjunction with the commissioner. So again, I go back to, why did staff lie? Why did the commissioner lie? Again, this is a issue because there's a cost benefit. The PUD process used for the Mill Creek food truck park averages from $25,000 to $50,000, where this conditional use permit was a huge cost savings, which is a benefit. It's a one-of-a-kind permit. It has a benefit to the commissioner's self-described best friend They are currently on a nonprofit, own a nonprofit together, and actually on the commissioner's DBPR license, it's listed as the commissioner's address. So again, there's actually an ostensible business partnership between the commissioner and Lysandra Ramon. So I'll be honest, I'm shocked. I'm shocked by the false statements from the sitting commissioner. I'm shocked by the false statements of senior level staff members. And this should trouble every single one of us. But again, that is exactly why this process should play through. So thank you.
Thank you. Is it Janae Mello? Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Janae Mello, 212 Florida Avenue, Davenport, Florida. I am a proud member of this community and a first-time business owner of Starborn Kids Children's Salon. I'm here today to speak about Mrs. Martinez and the impact she has had in our community, especially for small business owners like myself. Ms. Martinez is the kind of leader who truly shows up. She keeps local businesses informed about community events and opportunities, making sure we stay connected, involved, and visible. That kind of communication matters, especially when you're trying to grow and establish yourself. For me personally, and for my business, she has been a key part of helping us get out there. She introduced us to groups and organizations that support small businesses like mine, connections that opened doors and created real opportunities for growth. Those introductions helped us build relationships and become part of something bigger within the community. She also showed that same level of support during one of the most important moments for my business, my ribbon cutting ceremony. Mrs. Martinez took the time to be there, and her presence meant a lot. It shows support and encouragement, and that small businesses like mine matter in this community. That kind of leadership makes a real difference. It's not just about holding a position, it's about being present, being involved, and making sure people feel supported. Because of leaders like Mrs. Martinez, businesses like mine don't just open, we grow, we connect, and we become part of the community. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank Mrs. Martinez for her continued support, her involvement, and her genuine commitment to small businesses like mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Robert Sherman, please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Robert Sherman, 602 Keppel Court, Kissimmee, Florida, 34746. Good evening. My name is Robert, and I'm here today to speak on the character and integrity of Commissioner Jeanette Martinez. In a time when trust and leadership is questioned, I believe it's important to recognize those who have consistently shown up, not for themselves, but for the people they serve. And that is exactly what Commissioner Martinez has done. I've had the opportunity to see her work up close, and what stands out is simple. She leads with heart, not just words, not just promises, but action. Whether it's supporting small businesses, standing with families, or advocating for fairness across the board, she has made it clear that her priority is this community. Integrity isn't something you claim, it's something you demonstrate. It's how you act when no one is watching. It's how you treat people, regardless of status. And time again, Commissioner Martinez has shown respect, consistency, and the willingness to do what's right, even when it's not easy. She listens, she shows up. She fights for people who often feel unheard, and that matters. Because at the end of the day, leadership isn't about position, it's about service. It's about making decisions that benefit the many, not the few. It's about having the courage to stand firm in your values. Commissioner Martinez has a genuine love for this city, and it shows in everything she does. Her compassion, her work ethic, and her commitment to the people of Kissimmee are undeniable. We need more leaders like that, not fewer. So today I'm here to say clearly, her character is strong, her integrity is intact, and her heart for this community is real. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Geneva 40 Martinez. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Geneva Forty Martinez, 1606 Sunny Street. I don't even know where to begin because when it comes to my mom, words will never fully capture what she means to me. My mom is the kind of person who does right, even when wrong would be easier. I've seen it all my life, in big moments, but especially in the quiet ones. But on October 15, 2024, everything changed. The stress and political attacks against her, these false narratives brought her to a breaking point. She had suffered a stroke, and we almost lost her. Yet here we are, another season is passing, and she still chooses to serve with integrity and transparency. I need you all to see this for what it is. This impeachment that Jeremy Feder placed on her, it is fake, it is bogus, and I hope everyone sees to be these political dirty tricks that even some of the board members that I won't mention are encouraging it. We need this to move forward quickly so she can clear her name and live her life with the dignity she deserves. And now I stand before you. I am 21 years old. I don't even like coming to these meetings because it's embarrassing to see grown adults behave like this, falsely accusing each other. So I ask you, take this seriously. Encourage us, the new generation, to step into these roles so we can believe that we are meant for more in this generation. And I'm so proud of you, Mom. I'm proud that you kept your truth, proud that you weren't afraid to stand on the right side, even when so much wrong was swirling around your way. You are my hero, and I hope everyone sees you as I do.
Thank you. And we have Miss Lillian Evans. Oh, she went to the restroom? Okay. Is there anyone else here that wants to speak on this subject? Please, sure. Until she comes back. Please state your name. You have 3 minutes and your address as well.
Stephanie Nelson, 1715 Sunny Street, Kissimmee. I just wanted to respond to this gentleman over here. We're not here for division. We are here for accountability. This is the United States of America. We have a constitution. If we do not communicate, whether we agree with each other or not, what happens when communication breaks down in a relationship, any kind of relationship? It usually ends not good. We, as citizens, have to communicate. We have to voice our opinions. We all think differently. We believe differently. And I just wanted to say to this gentleman that maybe he needs to understand more about how the communication works here in the United States, that we have freedom of speech, and we have to communicate, whether you like it or not, both sides. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm an American. And we are not here to divide, we are not here for hate, but we are here for accountability, which is our duty as citizens, no matter what. If it's proven wrong, if it's proven right, the conversation has to come up. And that's in any form of government, any level of government, that needs to be, questioned sometimes. If things are looking like something may not be right. That's our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lillian Evans, please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
Lillian Evans. I'm going to step back a little bit because I was standing up. Lillian Evans, 1715 Sunny Street. I'm going to speak about Ms. Martinez. She, when I was here in this one of the meetings, when the mayor stopped my constitutional right to speak and let her 2 other people come up and say her name, and you guys remember this conversation, and she stood up, not him, not anybody else, but Mr. Martinez stood up and told her, well, goes for one, goes for all, which she did not do. She did not let me speak. She made sure she used my minutes. She made sure that she made me look bad. She's done everything in her power to destroy me, to make me back off. This is our city of Kissimmee. This is our city hall, not yours. Not yours, Jackie. This is ours. And these people need to start speaking up. You need to stop bullying people. You need to stop what you're doing. Retaliation. Your little buddy, Jeremy Fetzer. Do you tell everybody how friendly you are with him? Your little lapdog? Do you forget to tell everybody about that? He writes all your things for you. How you're texting while you're on the board. I got your texts. You're talking about texts about Miss Martinez. I got your texts calling people circus people. Here's your circus hat from you and Jeremy Fetzer. You got a copy of it because I gave it to the board. So if he wants to talk about somebody else, he needs to talk about himself in your conversation on those texts. So do I trust any of you on this board? I'm sorry, Angela, I've seen you've been speaking up, and I appreciate that. And I would vote for you. And Ms. Martinez, the same thing goes for you. For you and the rest of you, no. Especially you, Mayor. I will never vote for you.
Thank you.
You're a shame.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Please come to the podium. State your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chineris Forty Martinez. Address is 3207 Pershing Street, Kissimmee, Florida, 34741. I'm here today not just as a member of this community, but as a daughter. I've listened carefully to the allegations being made, and I want to speak on something that often gets lost in the moments like this. The character of the person at the center of it all, Jeanette Martinez. I know my mother not as a headline, not as a complaint, not as a political figure, but as a person. I've seen the long hours, the sacrifices, and the genuine commitment that she has given in serving to this community. That is who she is at her core. What makes this situation especially difficult, it's not the accusations themselves, but how far they go in attempting to define her character without clear, independent, and sustained proof. Allegations are serious, and they should be treated seriously. But they should also be grounded in solid evidence, not repetition or duplication. It's concerning to see that multiple complaints, as someone prior mentioned, rely on the same exact evidence, copied and presented as separate claims, rather than standing on their own independent merits. That raises real questions about the strength and credibility of what is being presented and by who. We all believe in accountability, but accountability must go hand in hand with fairness. It requires careful review, objective evaluation, and commitment to the truth. My mother deserves that fairness, and this community deserves that fairness. I commend you, Mother, for being amazing, an example and keeping your composure while standing up for what you believe in. It is easy in moments like this for accusations to overshadow years of service, and not just as a commissioner. But I ask that you look beyond what is being said and consider the full picture. Her actions, her record, and the integrity she has demonstrated over time, not just today. It is not just about one person. It is about the standard we set for how we treat one another when allegations arise, not just her. It is about ensuring that this process is respected by everyone, and that reputations are not damaged by claims that have yet to be proven. I stand here because I know who my mother is, and I support her, and I trust that in time, the truth, supported by real evidence, will speak louder than any accusation could. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure. You can come forward. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Celia Burgos, 1604 Sunny Street, Kissimmee, 34741. I honestly have nothing prepared. I really just wanted to comment and piggyback off of what Geneva had mentioned, that as someone, I'm 22, I'm raising a kid in this community, this is embarrassing. This is like, it's pointless pointing fingers back and forth. High school drama, and now I can say we're all adults. It's just, it's truly like unbelievable trying to get my life together, and you look at the examples you're supposed to have in front of you, and it's just, like I said, high school all over again. Mean girls, back and forth, drama, the rumors. I just wanted to make a comment on that, maybe some reflection. I don't know. Have a good night.
Thank you. Please state your name, your address. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Rainey McCarg, 213 Cobalt Drive, Kissimmee, Florida, 34758. As a former resident of the city of Kissimmee, I remember a newly elected commissioner coming to the aid during a hurricane for many people in our community. I remember her integrity, her stand-bying her community members that she just got elected and voted into. I remember her as a mother, a grandmother, and a very virtuous woman. So I want to say that I think any and all allegations against this commissioner should not be. We are adults, and we should be attaining ourselves as such. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this agenda item? Please come to the front. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening. My name is Jamila Ruiz, 15 West Monument Avenue. I was going to be a coward and not speak tonight out of fear of retaliation to my daughter's business, but I remembered who I am. I'm a 23-year veteran of the United States Army, and I can say, new to the community, Miss Martinez has stepped up. I'm nervous, I'm sorry. She has come to my daughter's ribbon cutting. I'm so nervous. And I'm so emotional because after 30 years of running a business up north, and now I'm disabled because of the military, I'm passing the baton to my daughter. And I want her to be so successful. And I haven't seen anyone else come to my daughter's aid, help her, promote her, except for Ms. Martinez. And it's true. She plugged us into different nonprofits and things like that to help small business people come up. And I really want that for my daughter. But it's just pointless because I was so afraid to come up here and speak, and I drove so fast to get here because I was afraid to be here because of retaliation. But I remember who I am, and I know who she is, and she stands firm, and she stands for leadership that we go by in the military, and she's all of that. She has integrity. I didn't dare to ask for any favors or anything like that. And I asked her, do you do that for people? And she was like, girl, get out of my store. Girl, get out of here. No. And that told me a lot about her. And I just met her this year around 11 o'clock at night when I was moving into my business, and she just so happened to walk by and was like, hey, how are you? And that's how I met her. I was a perfect stranger moving things out of a U-Haul. And she just, at 11 o'clock at night, I didn't know who she was. And she greeted me into the neighborhood. So I want to say thank you. And that was it. I didn't have anything prepared. I'm nervous. So sorry.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this agenda item? Sure, come.
Lillian Evans, 1715 Sunny Street again. When I met Ms. Martinez that night, she was the only one that stood up for me and did all that she has done. I've been coming to this board for how long? Since December. And the only person that I see that doesn't fear a mayor is Ms. Martinez to speak up. You're not here to fear her. She is the same thing as you. She's a commissioner. For you guys to fear her and sit back and listen and do what she tells you to do, you're not her puppet. This is a board. We pay for you to sit on that board. She don't pay you, we do. And as far as Ms. Martinez, everything that lady said is true. Can I say that for you? Do you guys look in the mirror at night and see what you're doing to this city?
This city is torn apart. You talk about all these trucks. I went the other night till 12 o'clock at night looking for these trucks that you talk about. Not the trucks, the food trucks. Didn't find one. Amazing. So how much lying got to keep going on this board? How much favoritism? Everybody that talks about her is because she knows them. She does favors for them. She does whatever she does for them. You think that's fair? It's not. Look in the mirror, Jackie. Look in the mirror. God don't like ugly. You better remember that. Because what you've done to me, God will come back. God don't like ugly. And as far as Ms. Martinez, I hope she gets your position because she'll be a better mayor than you'll ever be.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak on this agenda item?
I think at this
I'm
point.
sorry. Go ahead, state your name. You have 3 minutes.
Just a quick comment. When she first got elected, Janet Martinez, I remember they were building some low-income apartments from the city. I'm not sure if it was Divine or something. And the thing that I remember that she said, she's like, oh my God, they're coming out, they're going to be so great. And I wish my daughter could apply for them, but she can't. And I say, why? She's like, because I'm a commissioner and none of my family can benefit. You know, if I'm a commissioner, none of them can apply for anything that has to do with the city. So that stuck in my mind because that speaks that she, from the beginning, she already knew that, you know, there's certain things you can't do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I think we need to go back to the original.
Yeah. We have one more, and this will be the last one. Come on. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Olga Cariño, 1091 Hidden Harbor Lane. Ms. Martinez, I'm very proud of you. I feel bad for you because I know one day when I was running, you decided to support me, and I know you are living this headache because retaliation, but this community loves you, and this community needs you. I'm very proud of all the work that you have been done. Thank you for all your support. We need you and we stand here for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so at this time, we're going to move it up to the commissioners for comments. We'll start with Commissioner Ortiz.
And also, it's fine to make comments because unfortunately I did not step in quickly last time, but the comments really should be directed towards whether this complaint met the requirements. Go for it.
The floor, yes.
The floor time?
Yes, recognize.
Well, we cannot allow this body to become a platform for personal agendas or political retaliation. Our duty is to the city, not to individual conflict. But at this point, I would say we have to move forward with the investigation against Commissioner Martinez and left the pertinent agencies to make the decision. That's all what I had to say. We want to move forward with that.
That's it. Thank you.
That's it for now.
Okay. Commissioner Alvarez?
Yeah, same thing I said back with the mayor, Jackie Espinosa. I concur that the same proceedings can continue as well with her then as well as with the mayor, with the Commissioner Martinez as well as the mayor. So the proceedings will continue. So you go forward with the Chief Circuit Judge of the 9th District and let them make the decisions by laws that we abide by. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Mayor Espinosa?
I vote that we proceed. Thank you.
Okay. So I want to make just one simple comment that was made the only person I fear is God. So I don't want anybody to get the impression that I'm afraid of anybody, because I don't. I fear God, and that's it. Bottom line. Okay? So we need a motion.
I want to present a motion to continue with the investigation against Commissioner Janet Martinez.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to continue by Commissioner Ortiz, and we have a second by Commissioner Alvarez. Ready for a vote? All those are in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays?
Are you doing a roll call or just a vote?
No. Are we doing a roll call?
We did it on the last one. It's
Okay.
401 with
Go
an
for it.
abstain from Commissioner
Sure.
Martinez.
Okay, so we good? All right, so this portion of the commission meeting is done, and I will pass this
Thank
gavel
you.
back to Mayor Espinosa.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
so much.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Now we move on to item 9. Here's city officials. City manager, would you?
Thank you, Madam Mayor,
Thank you.
Commissioners. Tomorrow from 9 to 12 at Oak Street Park is our Earth Day cleanup. So anybody that would like to join us,
Thank you.
please meet us down there at Oak Street Community Center, 9 a.m. And then Saturday at Lakefront Park is Caribbean Fusion. That's, Sunday, April 26th, not Saturday, Sunday, from 12 to 7 p.m. And that's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, city manager. City attorney.
So just very briefly, we have been working on our budget. I think we have slashed our operating budget by a significant amount, which I'm quite proud of. We have hired 2 outside counsels, and I think that's, complementing others who have already been commissioned. One is to help us for elections because the city management has been burdened by an unexpected development from the supervisor of elections. So we're trying to help supplement with outside expertise because we certainly don't know very much. I don't know very much about how to run local elections. So we're excited about that. We've also retained, counsel to help us with labor laws. So moving forward, union negotiations, we're going to have outside counsel who's going to represent the city instead of anybody who's on staff. We looked at it. We thought it was a conflict because, we work both with management and with personnel, so we thought it best to hire somebody to handle that. And that's about it.
Thank you, city attorney. City commission, we'll start with Commissioner Alvarez. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
I have nothing to say, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Martinez.
Thank you for recognizing me, Madam Mayor.
Very welcome.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that was here tonight. I know it was a very heavy meeting, but I did have an item that I'd like to get addressed and possibly get a response to. If you don't mind, Commissioner Alvarez, you can grab one, pass it down. It is pertaining to constituents sent me a text message with screenshots of an email that was sent out by the mayor asking, do you support unlimited food truck parks in the city of Kissimmee or in the city? I just want some clarification. The ordinance change that we did on the workshop on Tuesday, it was only pertaining to the special events permit, correct?
There was no ordinance change made at the workshop.
Correct. It stood exactly the same as it was, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So we're not opening it up for unlimited food trucks or anything like that.
The ordinance would require a conditional use process and application with an independent review for each request.
Okay. So they can.
Case by case basis.
Correct. Okay. Thank you so much. So they have to go through the extensive process of filling out the application, paying the fees, seeing if they qualify through the zoning or?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. I just wanted to clarify that because I'm getting text messages and calls from small business owners concerned pertaining this whole food truck situation that keeps arising over and over again. So we're not looking for unlimited support for food trucks anywhere. Everyone has to go through a process. Everyone has to apply through the process. And no one gets special privileges on that. So just wanted to make sure that at least if you've received the communication, if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, I am available 24/7. As you've heard, 11 o'clock at night, I'm out in the street, and I'm willing to answer any of the questions of any doubts that you have pertaining the ordinance that was brought up, but there was no changes to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Ortiz.
I don't have any other comment at this point.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Edie.
Yes. Over the past several months, it's been very interesting here as a commissioner. I've never experienced anything of this magnitude since I've been in office. And this is going back as far as 2016. I've experienced some tragedies, though. I was a commissioner when we lost the two police officers with KPD. I was also in office when we had experienced some hurricanes and we had an influx of people coming to our city and we had to accommodate them. So I've always been around something that required additional support. Now we are here. Nothing of this magnitude, like I said, have I experienced, but yet still I'm determined to be a positive voice for our city as well as the citizens here in our city. Through all, I go back to the 3 words that I took for that oath, and that was to protect, defend, and obey. But you know what's more important than those 3 words? Is the last 4 words of the oath, which is, so help me God. That is what I'm going to continue to focus on. As long as I'm lined up and doing what's right for my city and my citizens, that's all that matters. We all took that same oath, and we need to continue to adhere to that oath. The residents hold us accountable for our actions. Each and every one of us, not just one, but all of us. All the eyes are not just on 1 or 2 of us. The eyes, the 90,000 people that live in this city, they look at all of us. We need to focus on right now to gravitating that integrity back, that trust, and that honesty. But we need the public's help in doing that. We cannot keep going down a rabbit hole and condemning each other. We have got to work together as a city, because the city that works together will be the city that will strive and benefit and be successful together. I want each and every one of you that's hearing this to be committed to holding us accountable. If I'm wrong, say it. Because I by no means, I do not walk on water. I cannot change water into wine. But also, look yourself in the mirror too. Make sure you're lined up as well. Make sure that you're lined up as well. Let me finish because I just...
Thank you. You done?
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. It's been quite a night. But I do want to speak about, first of all, I want to thank Chief Walls for everything you did putting this together for the 33 firefighters that we not just swore in, but we are now officially city manager. Am I correct on the 4 shifts starting April 25th?
Sunday, Jim?
Something?
Saturday. Yeah.
So thank you. That is a great accomplishment. And I want to thank this commission for supporting the initiative for our firefighters. What a great day. I think we kind of lead with this initiative for the firefighters. We've had a lot of questions and a lot of great moments as we talked about this. So these are the wonderful things that our city is doing moving forward. So thank you, Chief Walls, for your leadership in that. It was a great ceremony. Also want to congratulate Danny Shad. Thank you. I saw that you have finished the FBI Academy, and you are now one of our top leadings. And that's, thank you, Chief Broadway, for the opportunity offered to Danny. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for our new accomplishee. Those are the moments that we celebrate around here. I've just passed around, commissioners, if you would please entertain me for one quick second. There's been some questions asked about our trips to Puerto Rico with financial gain or questions. I wanted to share with you the good news, and these are the facts of what happens when we work as a community together, when we go out there and talk about the good things. And so going to Puerto Rico and having all the mayors coming here, just this week they deposited $59,000 for surplus to KUA. So we just sold $59,000, all based on the relationships we're establishing, and we are the bridge to this success. That was just KUA. If you would entertain me, please, and read the next two invoices. That money should be deposited tomorrow morning to the city of Kissimmee. So thank you, City Manager, for running and making copies of this. I thought that was important to share with the Commission and with the public, as many question, why these trips, why these bridges? We will continue building bridges for the residents of Kissimmee. We will continue building bridges for the most of us. So thank you for supporting this. Thank you for understanding. Commissioners, once again, thank you for the opportunity to be the voice and creating these opportunities. I understand, City Manager, we have another PO purchase order going out to Utuado. This was all for Coamo, the municipality of Coamo. They've bought several things, but I think we also have a PO for Utuado. We're working on that?
Yep, working on that as well. Yes.
So there's another municipality that's coming in to purchase more of our surplus. City Manager, would you entertain me and tell me what are the benefits of doing this aside from not having to pay auction fees locally, right? So we save the auction fees, and would you tell me a little bit about the benefits, why we're doing this?
Yeah, so it basically gets the vehicles in the hands of governments that are in need, and what we found was that a lot of the governments on the island don't have access to the same type of equipment at the prices that we can get it, and so this really helps out a fellow government. It helps us avoid sending these vehicles to auction, which a lot of times we don't get full market value at auction. So we'll make a little bit of extra money and help out a fellow government in the process.
Thank you. So sometimes in auctions we get pennies on the dollar. This is a great way of getting whatever the value is. So thank you all. And thank you, City Manager, for allowing us. As we started dabbling in this, we didn't know what to expect, but everyone's been great, including KUA. I understand now St. Cloud wants to kind of jump on and also offer surplus to anyone on the island that is interested in this. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Commissioners, I have a request for you, and I did mention this to City Manager yesterday at our briefing. And it's if you would all entertain the opportunity to add an ADA swing set at the park, because sometimes our swing sets are not conducive for wheelchairs. And I had a citizen reach out, and they're interested in asking us if we would entertain, and I don't know the cost, but I know that I did mention it to Mike yesterday, and I would just like to set some direction on this with the approval of you all to allow ADA swing sets that would allow wheelchairs. I think they have that over in BVL, if I'm not, where do they have
We do
that?
have an accessible playground at Mill Run Park.
Mill Run, and I know Buen Vecino also has, I think, something over there. So I'd like to suggest or set direction so that we can start kind of just figuring out if it's something that's within the budget for Parks and Rec, and if you would elaborate a little bit on our conversation.
So our Parks Director did email me actually this evening that we have received quotes to put two in. We can put them into the existing play or the swing set, so that there would be an option in each swing set that we have at Lakefront Park, and It's within budget. We budget for equipment replacement annually for the Parks and Recreation Department, so it's something that we can order tomorrow, frankly, and
Nice.
don't necessarily need commission action to do it because it's the amount is very small.
Well, just in
Thank
case,
you.
I move in favor with the mayor on it.
Thank you. Pardon me?
I said, just in case, I move in favor with the mayor to move on it.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Commissioners, are you all good with this? Yes? Thank you. Thank you. I also have a request from State Representative Jose Alvarez, and I kind of mentioned that to you, Mike, yesterday, but I want to make sure that it's on the record. He wants us to study allowing chickens on the properties for food insecurity purposes. He feels that it's something we should bring to the table, so I wanted to bring it to the commission because I had someone ask specifically about allowing chickens. So, Mike, I don't know what the requirements are right now, but if you would just, and also reach out to State Rep Jose Alvarez and kind of discuss the...
Yeah, right now we have just a size limitation on residential lots. We do allow them, but it's very, very limited because the acreage of the lot, I think it's 1 acre, in order to allow chickens on residential properties within the city. So I will reach out to Representative Alvarez and get his thoughts, and we can bring it back to the City Commission for discussion.
Didn't we have this on the?
We've had many discussions
a few
about
years
this
ago.
over the years, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's also a person that they use the chickens for the children that have autism or like the young adults that go through autism as well.
Thank you. City Manager, I do have a question about again, we're going to go back to the food parks. What we approved was not just food trucks, it's food parks, correct?
May I approve anything?
Would you explain that? 'Cause I think there's still a lot of confusion.
So what the commission decided to do at the workshop was not change the existing code provision that allows for special events to be extended beyond the 30-day for multi-tenant center and 20 days per single-use properties allowance per year for special events. So that's what the provision of the code refers to. Food trucks can be allowed through that process.
Correct.
So it gives the people the ability to make that request through the conditional use process.
So anyone with a food truck is allowed to now request this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So all food truck owners out there, knock yourselves out. That's what we're trying to say. That's exactly what we voted on. So here we are. I want to just make a couple comments on the approach of this evening. We had several speakers. Some said people are tired, people are watching. Yes, people are tired, and people are watching. And I'm grateful for that. I want to thank this commission for moving forward with sending this out. I really do. As one of the speakers said, let it play out. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone to have an opportunity, because the fact that the Commission on Ethics has this is not enough for me. I think we need to take it further because we have to clear up a lot of the fabricated lies that were put on that one specific complaint. So I want to thank every one of you for allowing this to move forward. I think it's the best thing that's happened this evening. I want to have the opportunity to clear up a lot of misnomers that were even said here this evening. And I will sit here and tolerate some of these unfounded attacks because as an elected official, we know what we signed up for. And we're ready for it. You have to have really thick skin to sit up here. And I really feel like an alligator right now, and I'm okay with that. So for the news media that they're all waiting to talk about it, just want you all to know I'm very, very pleased with tonight's end result, because it's going to give us the opportunity to finally get to the bottom of what's going on. Because when someone has to start a comment for their 3 minutes that says, this is not a political attack, it is a political attack. When someone has to stand there and justify why they're coming here to attack and justify why we all have to respond, it is an attack. When someone has to stand there and explain that this is completely a political witch hunt, that's what this is, because it's the same group from way back. Nothing's changed. Let's all analyze the common denominators here. And this is administrative. I am so glad we're taking it to that step. I was certainly hoping for this, so thank you. There was one thing that was stated tonight. We as a board did vote for BB2. What we did not do was set out the requirements for BB2. So let's not get that twisted. City manager, am I correct in that?
That's correct.
Did we as a commission set the requirements? Did we write out the requirements that were expected?
No, the requirements were written by the Economic Development Department.
Thank you. The requirements were written by the Economic Development Department. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I just want to set the record straight, because a lot of misnomers are being said and thrown around. And like I said from day one, the timeline is our best friend. So follow the timeline, folks. For all of you that are anxious to see where this goes, this will take a minute because the legal system's a little backed up. But I look forward to updating everyone as we journey. And I want to thank everyone that entertains these type of spectacles that happen here. I want to thank everyone for showing up every time there's a meeting, supporting the wonderful things that we're doing in the city. Do not allow the confusion and the noise to take away from the wonderful things. Now, bear in mind, some people don't like change. Some people don't like that they feel they're losing the old feeling of Kissimmee. It's still here. We are just evolving. So we either embrace it or we resist it. What you saw tonight was embracing and resisting. No. And I am grateful because that's why we live in this wonderful country. We're allowed to express ourselves, hopefully with respect. Some of us choose to display respect. Some of us choose other. But with that, I leave you all this evening, and I want to thank you once again for being part of this amazing city. I now call for, thank you. I call do I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you.
Second.
Motion passes.